Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I think my mic's too quiet. Hold on a second here, folks. Sorry. Let's try that again. There we go. A little bit better. I don't want to blare it, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Tonight we are in the Piper Cub, and we are flying over Akron and Macedonia. Now, these are two cities that especially Macedonia, that I don't know a ton about, but I'm going to do the best I can. So in Akron, first of all, I started off here at a famous landmark that has been horrifically, they've mangled this. This is Stan Hewitt Hall. It is a castle that was brought over, I believe it was quarried here in Ohio, and hand-built by one of the tire or oil barons. I'm not sure exactly who, but basically Stan Hewitt means cut from rock, and it was hand-built. Once again, it's a visitor center now. You can go and visit Stan Hewitt Hall and see it in person. And I'm actually shooting, believe it or not, a wedding there this weekend. So that's pretty cool. But it does, I mean, the house layout is correct, but that is not Stan Hewitt Hall. It is a very English Tudor style building with beautiful gardens in the back, and I can see there's a reflecting pool. I can see it from here. That's the reflecting pool right there. It has a big grounds where they have car shows and stuff a lot of times, like vintage car shows, and we'll fly over the visitor center. But this has been horribly maligned by Microsoft's generic scenery, which is funny because Cleveland's the opposite. The whole Cleveland area is like all real buildings and stuff. You get down to Akron and Medina, they're just generic, structures. This is the visitor center here. That's the actual house, parking lot, and greenhouse there. And I don't know what that's the pavilion. I think that's supposed to be a pavilion where people get married. I've actually taken photos of brides and grooms walking down between the trees here on that road. So I mean, it's been destroyed. Now we are flying west. We're going to head over to Route 18 and follow that into Akron. To the right, we have what's called Fairlawn. Fairlawn is a shopping plaza extraordinaire for the Akron area. I also do some shopping there, as it's kind of halfway between Akron and Fairlawn's kind of halfway between Akron and Medina, though closer on the Akron side. But it has a mall. I actually just got my glasses from the area that we're flying directly towards. I believe, oh no, it's going to rain. I have real-time weather on. Maybe this is supposed to be Summit Mall. And what I found is almost the entire city has been completely replaced with these giant industrial warehouses. That is not Akron. There's actually a lot of industry in Akron, but because we have Firestone and we have Goodyear Tire, and we also have that's the Oaks. The Oaks. Everything to me in my head is the Oaks. What's the name of that golf course? I've done a bunch of weddings at this golf course. They have a country club. It's a country club, and they have like a really good service there for weddings. But anyway, so this is Route 18. This also goes through Medina. So if you go back that way, Medina is directly behind us. And straight ahead is downtown Akron. I'm going to pop back around, though, because I want to see if we can't see Summit Mall. Summit Mall is behind us. If that is the golf course, gosh, I can't remember what that's called. It's not River Oaks Country Club. Dang it, if I can remember the name of that place. I had a camera assistant get kicked out one time because she was wearing jeans. She had black jeans on, and they kicked her out. And most of my guys that I work with, they wear jeans, so I'm kind of like, I was surprised to see that happen. But they're like, this is a country club, you have to have regular pants on. I don't think they care anymore. And the funny thing is, obviously with COVID, half the people aren't even doing their receptions anymore. So this is Greater Akron here. Let's go ahead and fly near Fairlawn. I just want to see if I can find Summit Mall. I am completely lost. Let's see, that's west ahead of us. So that's not 18. Where did 18 go? That's not 18 either. Oh no, I'm lost. Ah, okay, well, we'll turn around and head back towards Akron then. Shoot. But I don't see Summit Mall. Like I said, there's some weird stuff going on here. The town is not how it really... Oh, there we go. Okay. That's back in the main area there. See how hard it is? It's really hard to tell because you're missing those telltale landmarks. But I think this area over here is at the actual Fairlawn, and this is going to be like where Starbucks is. Back there's Guitar Center and like Best Buy back here. There's a giant eagle. Yeah, there it is again. Okay, there's 18 again, so we're back on track. Where the heck is Summit Mall? Dang. Once I find Summit Mall, we'll make a turnaround and come back, but I really thought it was closer to this end than that end. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get my bearings here. This has been interesting. Once again, when you're not super familiar with an area and you're trying to find stuff, it's a little bit confusing, but I was surprised and glad that I was able to find Stan Hewitt. That was pretty neat. So at least you guys got to see that, and that was pretty cool. I'm still going to turn my microphone up a little bit more because I feel like I don't want to be drowned out by the airplane. And okay, this most likely is going to be Summit Mall. Maybe. Let me see. No. This is where I got my glasses. Okay, this is the plaza. I don't know what this is called, but there's a House of Hunan restaurant in here, and this is a new America's Best right there, and I got my glasses right in that building right there. That's hilarious. So the parking lots are right, just the buildings are wrong. So that means Summit Mall's coming up here just ahead of us, underneath us. I'm going to turn to the right a little bit. So once again, this is really more Fairlawn than Akron, but heck, we're here. We might as well cover some of it, you know. I'm trying to see if there's the realty building. I have several realtors that use me to do photographs for them that are in an office right in this area somewhere. And I'm trying to see, but see, once again, this scenery is not like Cleveland where it's the real buildings. This is all generic buildings. So they've replaced the scenery with generic stuff. And so unfortunately, you can't really find, aside from parking lots, you can't really find the actual building. Okay, their building is this one right here. That's the Russell Realty building or not, is it Russell? Yeah, it's Russell. For the and that's where all those realtors that I work with go. You know Mike, right, honey? Mike Storkel. And what was the other girl's name? Robin. Her last name starts with an R. I can't remember it. But anyway, they use me fairly frequently. Mike especially. Okay, so there's Summit Mall. And that's at the far end of Fairlawn. So going to the left here, we're going back into Akron. I tried to fly an RC airplane one time in the parking lot. The mall, it's obviously a mall, so it's empty because no one goes to malls anymore. And I got yelled at by a security guard. She's like, "You're going to hit a car. That's not safe." And I'm like, there's no cars in the parking lot. Like, I hate to point out to you, but nobody's here. But it's doing okay. There is a P.F. Chang's here, like right in this area here. Like I think it's this corner building right there. There's not an apartment building out front, but nearby here is the Marriott, or Courtyard by Marriott. Oh, look, there's a rainbow. There you go, right there. Cool. Hopefully the weather will stay nice. I didn't know it was raining in Akron right now. It's clear over here. I went for a walk with my dog about an hour ago, and there was no rain. Now, we have obviously not real-time time, but we have real-time weather. So we're going to follow 18 into town. It's pretty much the major route. But I'm looking off to the right. My son lives down in this area somewhere, off of Copley Road, and I can't think of what the other major road's name is. I just kind of go there. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I just drive there. But I get to his house off of Copley. It's not the greatest neighborhood at the end of his street, but when you get into his neighborhood, it's really nice, but it's pretty rough. Pretty rough going. Like the other night, someone got killed, like just down the street. He's like, yeah, some dude got shot 4 times. Like, really? He's like, yeah, we just don't go out of the house. Like, we don't really go down like there. Now, it's not really like at the end of a street, but when you go left and like into that neighborhood, it's just really bad, like going that way. Now, I don't go that way either. I go down Copley, but I don't head into the bad neighborhood part. But it's pretty funny. I don't know about funny. It's pretty scary. All right, so there is our whatever, the Oaks or whatever it's called, golf course. We're going to call everything the Oaks in this name. There's the Oaks apartment right down there. And to the right we have the Oaks neighborhood. That's Oak Road right there. So I'll give up trying to tour guide here aside from things that I know, because I don't really know the streets very well. But hopefully if you are from Akron, you're seeing things like, oh yeah, I live right there. Because I don't know. I do know that this is, I think, Exchange coming up here. This intersection is 18 and Exchange or Market. There's an Arby's somewhere near here and a Swenson's Burgers. And there's a really, really cool fish store right around here that Moni and I went to last summer that had all kinds of really cool fish. I think it was called like Two Turtles or something like. Do you remember the name of the store, honey? It was Two Turtles? Okay. And they had like the coolest tropical fish, like just tank after tank after tank of tropical fish. And I actually have 2 fish that I bought there that are still in my tank. So did I get them? Or no, I got those from, yeah, I got those from Petco. Never mind. I was going to buy them from there, but then it was so far away, I was like, I'll just get them from Petco. There it is. That's Exchange right there. Unfortunately, though, the buildings aren't going to look the same because they're just not. And, like, we've passed over St. Paul's, but I didn't see it. I've done weddings at St. Paul's before. Look off to the right there and see some of the neighborhoods. So, once again, you know, I was so excited about Cleveland and how cool it looked. And I'm fairly disappointed about how Akron and Medina look because they're just generic buildings. Now, as I stated before, I did miss Medina Square in my Medina video. It was the parking lot of Castle Noel. But the square still is really nothing to look at. You can see the sidewalks, but the buildings are all wrong. And like the courthouse is not the courthouse. It doesn't have the bell tower. We also have I believe it's a St. Paul's, and that is not the same building. It's just a generic building. And so that was disappointing. I don't know why they don't do that modeled scenery everywhere, because it's probably easier. But maybe this is easier on the CPU. I don't know. Because that one seems to use like data points to make the houses and stuff like that instead of generic structure. So maybe they decided it takes more computing power. But it was really cool. I mean, this is cool too if you're not familiar. Like, I was flying over Tokyo, and it seems like most of Tokyo is generic scenery. So, I don't know. All right, we're starting to get into downtown, and just like Stan Hewitt, I think a lot of you that like Akron or have been to Akron and are familiar with the scenery are going to be a little disappointed because aside from the bridges, there's no landmarks. There's no Rod's Tower of Power to the north. That travesty. This is is that West High? This is now, if I'm right, this is in the space where West High is. It's an old high school, but maybe not. Maybe that's closer in. That looks like the parking lot, though. They turned it into a really scary apartment complex, like really scary. I had to go there a couple times for work, and I'm like, And we're flying over 59 South here, and I'm going to swing back and forth so we can see the town. One thing that you'll notice there along 59, this is where Cascade Mall, I believe it's called, is. It's underneath all the buildings there. All the skyscrapers. What skyscrapers? The skyscrapers are missing. The huge electric building is missing. Everything's missing. The whole city is missing. There's just generic buildings. The hospital is missing. The Budweiser factory at the end of town is missing. Everything's gone. This should be a huge city right here. And the road is never that busy. Sorry. I know it's Akron. There's never that much traffic on that road. It's usually empty. But this is like all gone. I can't even find stuff because this is so generic that there's nothing there. There's a parking garage. Okay, maybe that's real, but I don't know. This is all skyscrapers along here, and the stadium's gone. The Rubber Duck Stadium is missing. The college is missing. Everything's gone. The art museum is gone. There's nothing here. Poor Akron. It got shafted. You know, it'd be interesting. Somebody that's a big fan of Akron probably should redo the city and make it right, because this city is really beautiful. Akron is a gorgeous town. It's a nice town. I really love downtown Akron. It's beautiful, and I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun going to Akron Zips games, because you can go to a baseball game, get in for like $4 or $5. Parking's like $3, and the team is good, and it's, you know, the hot dogs are cheap. Like it's all affordable, but it's a really, really nice, clean stadium. Like they you know, here we go. Here's some. So there's the Rubber Duck Stadium. The Quaker Grain Towers are gone, and the whole building that's inside there, the hotel and stuff that they built. It's just everything's gone. Akron University is not here. Yeah, that's not. The stadium's not even built like that. The stadium's actually. Oh, there's the amphitheater down there. It's just on the ground. Oh God. Oh, this is so bad. Poor Akron. Super disappointed, guys. I got to tell you. But I mean, it's a cool city, quote unquote, like to fly over. But it's missing all the character, and it's missing a lot of the skyscrapers. I'm surprised that they didn't, you know. But once again, I guess if it's generic, it's generic. So. Like, I can't even find. I think the college is going to be in this area, if I'm not mistaken. Like this end of the town. That huge Catholic church on Brown Street is missing. So it's really hard to tell what's what, you know. Now, Route 8, if we cut back, and I want to just do this real quick, and then we'll fly south again and head out. We're going to end up landing at Akron Airport. And then we'll jump over to Macedonia. Actually, maybe I'll fly up to Macedonia, but we need to get fuel. I'm getting pretty sure I'm getting low on fuel because I've been flying around for about an hour. Is that where the hospital is? I think that's where the hospital is. But dang, like this is all wrong. The roads are right. Some of the building locations are right, but they're just the wrong thing. So I was so happy about Cleveland. I was hoping the whole game would be like that, and it's just not. So, oh well. Poor Akron. Now over here, okay, so this is, I wanted you to see this. I believe this is, no, that's not Route 8. This is Route 8. There's two big bridges that go across the Cuyahoga Valley. That's a cool building, even so. That's not in Akron, but that's a neat looking building. I like that. Just annoying. Okay, so yeah, there's Route 8. So actually, let's do this. Let's fly up 8 into Macedonia, and then we'll come back down south into Akron. Because I'm going to put the flaps down up because we're going to cruise at a higher speed here. So we're cruising out over the Cuyahoga Valley, and there's the Cuyahoga River down there. Isn't that pretty? And there are, I mean, that really is all hilly like that. Like the valley makes some pretty big hills. Ohio and its river valleys. I'm trying to get my trim to keep my nose down. Oh, we're going way too fast. Okay, cutting back. So this is going to be... Okay, we're over, I think, Cuyahoga Falls. Yep. Yep, this is Cuyahoga Falls. This is going to be like the downtown area along the river. To the right should be... Where's the river? The river, we're flying over the river. Right? No, wrong. Wait a minute. See, this is all wrong. This has got to be Portage over here. Where's the Cuyahoga River? Oh, up there. Okay, it's up here. So I'm still too early. We're still in Akron. But yeah, this will be the Portage area, and once again, I'm not super familiar with Cuyahoga Falls. I just know where it is, and one of the video companies that I work for, the wedding companies, is located here. Nice. My wife is belching on camera. So we're still, I don't know what neighborhood this is. I don't think this is Cuyahoga Falls. I don't think it's Cuyahoga Falls till you get over across the valley. So I guess this may be still Akron. Sorry guys, somebody fill me in on that. I don't know. Over here is going to be the Chapel Hill Mall in this area. Yeah, there's the Cuyahoga River again. And the falls area, and we should have, yeah, this is pretty much downtown Cuyahoga Falls here. Cruising along pretty good, a little bit over speed. There's not a giant dip in the freeway right there, sorry. That is the hotel. I think it's a Sheraton, and the back of it looks out over these, like every single room has a balcony that goes over the river. It's pretty cool. And the falls are right here. There's a little amphitheater down there. My friend's business is just back over here. Actually, I'm sorry, back over here. There it is. Like in that area. That's the natatorium, I believe. I've done Indian weddings there. I've lost the road. Okay, we're flying over 8 now. Now we're heading up to Graham Road. Can't remember the city that's associated with Graham Road. So if you're from that area, help me out, because I don't remember what happened to the road. There's no intersection there. Route 8's a freeway. Oh boy. So once again, I know next to nothing about Macedonia, aside from I oftentimes stop at the Chick-fil-A there. That's about all I know about it. There's a racetrack somewhere in there. Years ago when I was a young man, our drummer came from a church that was there called Faith Fellowship. And so we would go and play there sometimes. But that's really all I know of Macedonia. I think we're getting into the Macedonia area here. If that is still Route 8, which it doesn't look like. We are headed north. We should be headed... Now we're headed east. Okay. No, that's it. Yeah, that's still Route 8. It's weird. They make it look like a street, and it's not. It's a freeway. And we should have 271 intersecting here soon. All right, I'm going to cut back the throttle a bit, and we're going to go ahead and put the flaps back down. So I don't really know where Macedonia proper is. I'm so sorry. I think this is it. If we find Route 8, which could be any of these streets, we'll know. I don't think that's Route 8. Or I'm sorry, Route 82. Because there's like a shopping plaza and stuff, and then I'll know where we're at. There's a hotel. If I'm thinking right, we're coming up on 271 will be up ahead of us pretty soon, like where all those buildings are. And we'll see like I'm gonna go to the other side of the road here. There's like a get-go fuel that I get gas from, and I can show you where the Chick-fil-A is so that you know next time you come through. Yes, there's a Chick-fil-A there, because that's very important to know where all the Chick-fil-A's are. Apparently, there's an airport here. I might not be on Route 8 any longer. I don't know, guys. I am so sorry if this isn't. I think this is, but this is none of this is looking familiar. Where is 271? Yeah, somehow I think I got off. This could be... Is that Stowe? Or Kent? Oh, gosh. Let's look at our nav map out here. This is IG3, which I have no idea what that means, but I think I'm going the wrong way. Is anybody surprised? This is going to be... Okay, so we got lost. We need to go north. So somehow we got pulled off on one of these side roads, and Route 8 is back over here. So let's go ahead and head that way. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go back to Route 8, and I will catch up with you. Yep. See, now we're going to be flying north. Which is going to be... I'm going to go northwest, and we should catch back up to Route 8 here. So I must have got off at... That could be... Maybe that's Graham Road. I don't know. But I'll catch you when I figure out where I'm at. Okay, I think that I got this. I think this is Portage Lakes, which would explain. There should be if it is, there'll be a golf course over on the right. Whoa, I'm so lost right now. Okay, let's see. That's one of the lakes, I think. And if this is correct, there's going to be a golf course up here somewhere on our right. Yep. I see a green. There, look at or sand. What do you call it? Sand pits or whatever. What do they call those? Sand trap. So, yep, there it is. Okay, there's a bunker. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I meant. But now I gotta find Route 8. Ugh. So that means, shoot, I'm lost. I couldn't even find Macedonia. I'm a failure. Yeah, that'll be Portage Lakes Country Club. Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep navigating until I find it. I'll be back, guys. Okay, I found Route 8. Okay, we're back over Portage. Okay. So somehow here I lost Route 8. And there, I see it now very clearly. But there's, okay, so we're back over Portage again. There's the hotel and the falls. That's Cuyahoga Falls right there. So we're over Cuyahoga Falls, and Portage is to our right. I don't see Portage Towers, the giant apartment building that's there. So I think that was possibly Kent, the airfield that I was over. Because I was out over here by this, and that's where Kent would be, so... Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cruise on down the freeway here. This time I'm going to try to stay on and follow the freeway properly. And I will catch you when I get to the next, because I think between here and Macedonia is a pretty much a dead spot. Though, you know what? Stick with me. It is funny. Yeah, okay, so these are going to be the Portage Lakes, but Ohio is dotted with golf courses. It's kind of funny how many golf courses are out there. There really are like hundreds. It's pretty funny how it's such a popular thing here. And I think most big cities are, but... All right. Now this area, once again, I don't know. Aside from doing a wedding right off the freeway at one of these exits, I don't really know a whole lot about this area. I know it's a nice, these areas are pretty nice to live in, but that's all I really know. I don't know a lot about it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's Portage Lakes Country Club right there, and that is the golf course that I've shot a couple weddings at, and there's the lake right across the street. Yeah, okay, so now I know where I'm at. There's Route 8 below us. This is going to be, I forget, Steele's Corners, I think is what they call this. This is Graham Road and Steele's Corners Road, or maybe just one, if not both. Okay, so we're back on track. Good. So once again, 271 will be merging in here shortly. And we'll be leaving the Cuyahoga Valley for Macedonia. And hopefully you guys are enjoying our air tours as we have toured around a lot of northeastern Ohio. Gotten to know the area. Maybe this is Steele's Corners. I don't know. That would have been Portage Lakes, and then this is Steele's Corners, Graham Road. One of those. I don't know. You guys tell me. You're from here. I'm not. I do know at one of these exits, now we're starting to get into the place where it actually does become a road, and it's just south of 271. I oftentimes, when I have photography to do in Aurora, mostly Aurora, the GPS has me get off of 271, turn right on 8, and then left down this stinking road that I go down every single time. I'm like, oh, I'm going this way again. Yeah, and here's the part that like I said, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. I don't know what any of this is, aside from maybe this is all part of Macedonia. I don't know. I don't remember there being all these exits along here, but I guess there are. Is that maybe where Jump Zone is? Climb up a little bit so I can kind of get a feel of the lay of the land around us. And don't worry, we will get back to the south side of Akron. I want to show you where Firestone and Goodyear are and the Blimp hangars. So we're going to include that in this video too. I'm going to head back down there once we're done looking at Macedonia. Okay, I think... no, I don't know. I still don't see 271. That's got to be coming in here somewhere. But it must be further up ahead. Okay, there's the interchange up ahead. So this 271 goes back down to Medina and heads up north to the east side of Cleveland. And I'll show you where the famous Chick-fil-A is and kind of tour you around this area. And then we'll head back south and finish our tour of Akron. So this is, to our right is Macedonia. I'm not sure what... I think this is Boston Mills to our left. But I don't know if that's part of Macedonia or if that's separate. This is Route 82 up here. That's the bridge, I think. Or that could be the Turnpike Bridge and 271 next to it. I think 271's on that side and the Turnpike is on this side. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then 82 Bridge will be further up. But yeah, okay, here's the interchange. That is... that doesn't look right. That? Oh, okay. This is the Turnpike interchange. Okay, so that is the Turnpike Bridge over there. This is the Ohio Turnpike, I-80. And this is where you can get on to Route 8 from I-80. So we do still have a little while to go before we get to 271. Okay, now it's starting to make sense. All right. I see where we are. I was lost. Which means, does that mean that there's a route? Is this the route to Hudson, maybe? I don't know, with Terrick's Road and all that. It's been a while. I know, I usually come across 82, so no, that, is that, let me think about this, or 303. Where's 303? Was that 303? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, this is... I go through here a lot, but I'm never quite sure where I'm going because I'm just kind of following the GPS through. So... You're lost, Arthur, you're a lost tour guide. This is Route 8 right there. I know that much. Whoa, jumpies. Loading some traffic in. Okay, so I'm thinking this is 271. That goes back to my home. When I go home or go to work, I come along here, and Route 8 and 271 interchange right here. So now we are definitely over Macedonia. Okay, so I'm looking for that road I told you about that goes to Aurora. There it is right there. This road goes all the way out, Aurora, Twinsburg, that area, and I take that road all the time. There is a Giant Eagle gas station right here. That's Get-Go. It doesn't look like it. Oh, here it is right there. There's the Get-Go. Now, see, we're getting back into the actual scenery now. The Cleveland area stuff. That's actually there. That building is being refurbished right now. That's actually there. So now we're starting to see real buildings again. This is 271. All right, so I'm going to pull this way, and then we're going to swing around. This is the shopping plaza in Macedonia, right to our left here. We're right over the top of McDonald's, which is right there. There's a movie theater and a Home Depot. You can see the Cinemark sign right there. Longhorn Steakhouse is back in here. That's a Walmart. I think Longhorn's up here, but I don't remember. So this is the best that I know. There's shops and stuff over here, but they're like the little cell phone type shops. And then that goes on over into Aurora and Twinsburg. This is Route 82 below us right here. And that's Arby's. I've had lunch there many times. I kind of stop off. This is kind of like the halfway point home from Cleveland. Cleveland's up off. You can kind of see the buildings. Hang on, let me see if I can come back. Right there. That little bump right there is Cleveland. So, all right. So you want to know where it's at? Chick-fil-A is located. Here's the Best Buy right there. You'll remember if you see Best Buy. This is Route 8. This is Route 82 right here, and Chick-fil-A is right there. That's the Chick-fil-A. I go there. Ask my wife every time I go home from a wedding. I'm like, honey, can I get Chick-fil-A? She's like, yes, honey, you worked hard. There's a Giant Eagle. I don't know what that is. Home Depot and stuff. This is like a great outdoors world here. So that is the only part of Macedonia I really know. Over here is an apartment complex that I used to photograph all the time. Well, not all the time, every couple of years. And that's it. That's all I know about Macedonia. So we've made it all the way up here for that. But now you know where Chick-fil-A is in Macedonia. That's probably one of the most important things that you could possibly need to know. Also, Faith Fellowship, the church that I was telling you about, used to be back in here. And there is a raceway, Northfield Park, somewhere up there. That's all I know. Okay, let's go back to Akron. I'm going to fly back down, and I'll catch you guys when I get down there. All right, that airport that we flew over, we're going to have to make an emergency stop there because I'm at 15% fuel. I'm going to not make it back to Akron. So we're going to contact IG3 and see if we can... Or 1G3. Yep, it was Kent State. I was right. We're going to be landing runway. Let's see, what heading are we on right now? South. So let's say... Runway 1 will be 19. So 19. There we go. Runway 19. 19 would be this direction. So if we start heading that way at 19, we should be ready to line up and land. That's the way of the runway. So we're going to, yep, there we go. So we're going to fly towards that, and so we're going to land at Kent and then head back to Akron. That's the Akron Tower down there, I think. So, but we're just too far away. I don't think we're going to make it. So back we go. Hopefully I'll survive. All right, I'll catch you when I get close to landing. All right, my eyeballs are trying to decipher where exactly this runway is. I think I've got it, and I think it runs alongside that taxiway there would make the most sense. So we're going to cut the throttle back and put our flaps down. There we go. And I'm assuming this is runway 19. Yep, it will be. So hopefully they have fuel at Kent State. But this is where pilots learn to fly. The Kent State has a pilot school. which is pretty neat. One of the downsides of the school is that whenever I come out to Aurora or Twinsburg to photograph, I have to really watch, because even though we're allowed to fly there, students do fly all over the place, and you got to really watch and be careful not to hit them. So they have the right of way. Usually they're up high enough that it's not a problem, but as soon as I hear an airplane, I'm always bringing the drone down to make sure that I'm out of the way and everybody's safe. All right, so here we are coming in on runway 19. It's a cute field. Cute little field. And we're a bit above the glide slope. Get down a little bit. But it's a really long runway, so I'm not too worried about being high. There's no traffic on the runway, so no traffic anywhere. It's a, oh, the weather is not happy right now. I'm supposed to bobble with this thing. And we're down. Well, we're not down, but we're over the runway, so no matter what we do, we'll end up on the runway. Well, maybe. Okay, I'm staying on the runway. Brakes. Okay, we've survived. Not too bad of a landing either. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get fueled, and I will be back, and we might have to, quote unquote, wait until better weather to continue this tour. So why don't we call that an episode, and we'll finish well, no, I'm going to do this all in one video. I don't want to break this up. So we'll finish Akron here. I'm going to change, wait till tomorrow when the weather's better, and we'll continue this flight. But right now, with the way it is, it's kind of socked in. There's nothing really to see, right? Because it's getting cloudy. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Just stay tuned. All right, it is now the next morning, and my son came and picked me up from the airport and brought me home, and Kent State was nice enough to allow me to park my airplane here overnight. The weather is better today, though still cloudy. Woo! Sorry, wrong button. Wrong pedal, I mean. And so we are now taking off and going to head south into Akron. We've purchased fuel from the school. And so we're going to fly over towards Route 8 again, and we're going to finish our Akron tour. So we are now airborne. I will catch you when we are back into Akron. We've already seen this part of the map, so we'll be back. All right, so we are coming back into Akron proper as we cross over the Cuyahoga Valley. There's the Route 8 bridge across the Cuyahoga Valley. Beautiful sight there. And town is off to our right. Or downtown anyway. And there's 59 Exchange and 59 coming out of town. So this time we're going to go south and out of town. Once we find, let's see, 8's over here. We're going to follow Route 8. Pretty much down to where Akron Canton International Airport. We're not going that far south. We're going to go past the Akron Airport, which was another, well, you'll see. So we're just following along here on 8 to our left. The missing downtown Akron to our right. Yes, there's buildings, but not the ones that are in Akron. So I guess you have to be within a big city to to get your building posted on Flight Sim. Otherwise, you can just have a generic version. So right here, we're crossing over. We're coming up on the 71/Route 8 interchange, and we're going to follow this out of town. Akron Canton Regional Airport is going to be to our right. I keep wanting to call it international. It's not. Sorry, it's the Akron Regional Airport is going to be to our right. There's the interchange between 8 and 70, or 77? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. 76. There we go. That's 8 and 76. And 77 is going that way. That's 8 becomes 7. It kind of becomes 77. That road right there is 77 south. And our Akron Airport's down in there. It is right there, Akron Airport. Another big disappointment because it is not faithfully recreated. The runways are, the taxiways are, but the buildings aren't. And I'll explain that in a second. So right now we're flying over the complexes that should be Goodyear, Firestone. I think First Energy is also in this area here. No, First Energy is also in downtown, but there's nothing here. Super frustrating. There's nothing there. And we're heading out towards Mogador. I think the airport's over to our right. Bring up that Nav-Aid map. Yep, it's to our right. We'll come back to the airport, but first we're going to see this. One thing I do point out, I always talk about the train that is in my backyard. That is the Akron, Canton, and Youngstown branch of the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railroad. For those of you diehard rail buffs out there, you'll know about the Wheeling and Lake Erie. It's a very small railroad that runs from Wheeling to Sandusky. Actually, I think it goes all the way to Norfolk, if I'm not mistaken. But this is one of their classification yards. The Akron, Canton, Youngstown subdivision ends here at the yard, and then they go on to the Wheeling Lake Erie main line. So the trains that go through my yard usually originate from this yard right here. So again, we're following along 76. And we're going to bust to the right here shortly. Up ahead is Mogador, Ohio, followed by Kent. Up in there where we were this morning at the airport, right up there. Summit Racing is out here somewhere. I think it's... Let's see. Is that Wingfoot Lake? That's one of the lakes. I can't remember what lake that is. That's not Wingfoot Lake, but there's a couple big lakes out here. Not big, but like fun-sized lakes, like Chippewa-sized lake. Like you would know what that is too. Sorry, completely northeastern Ohio references. Yeah, I think that's the Summit Racing facility right there. So if you get Summit Racing parts, that's the reason why it's called Summit Racing. It's in Akron, and Akron is located in Summit County. So if you've been a fan of Summit Racing, that's why it's called Summit, because it is located in Summit County, Ohio. So we are going to fly south or straight now to large disappointment number 1. Now, I don't know what these giant buildings are. There are a lot of big buildings like this out there, though. A lot of automotive stuff in Akron. A lot of aero industry because of the tires, being made for aircraft. There's a whole industry around that includes companies that design landing gear, engine parts, all kinds of stuff for aircraft are built in this area. All the way up into Cleveland, there's a company that, I forget what the name of the company is. They work out of the Parker Hannifin building. They design nozzles for jet fuel spray, and they have to be, obviously rigorously tested to make sure that they don't fail, because they deliver fuel for the jets that you fly in. And that is in Cleveland, Ohio, and is an Akron-based company. So it's pretty cool stuff because of the tires being in Ohio, Goodyear, Firestone. Though, is Firestone even a thing anymore? I think Firestone, I know they had issues back with the Ford Explorers, and ever since then I think they've been kind of defunct. But Goodyear's still in business. But that is Akron's claim to fame, is the famous and infamous tire companies, which is why we have Stan Hewitt and those kind of things, because there were people that were involved in the automotive industry from the very beginning, back in the early 1900s, that came to Akron and made lots of money selling car parts and car tires. This is, I believe, Wingfoot Lake is what they call this. And the reason why is because that's the symbol of Goodyear. And out here on Wingfoot Lake is a facility that we will not be able to see because they've shrunk it down to nothing. But it is the facility where they store the current modern Goodyear Blimp. This used to be stored at Akron Regional Airport. And I think this is it on the right here, that building across the lake there. We're going to fly out there, and I flew over it earlier and I found it, but I've kind of lost it now. I'm losing it. I've done a wedding at a park that was here somewhere that actually looked across to the launch facility. No, that's not it. Where is it? Let's put my wing down so I can see it. No. Is that it? Oh, no, that's not it. Shoot, where is the building? It is here somewhere. Let me find it here. Hold on. I had found it earlier, but, that was yesterday when it was raining. It's not behind us. Sorry if I'm making you sick. I apologize. Yeah, that's a school or something. I don't know what that is, but still looking. Anyway, I did a wedding that was right across from it, and actually, while I was waiting for the groom to get there to do the first look, the blimp took off. It came out of the building. They rolled it out and took off. It was pretty cool. Maybe I'm too far. Maybe this is Wingfoot Lake over here, the next one over. Once again, there's a lot of lakes in this area, so it's pretty easy to confuse one for another. I'm thinking maybe this one ahead of us is it. The road that runs along these lakes is called Route 224, and that runs all the way, once again, just south of where I live, to the very southern end of Medina, basically. I think maybe this is Wingfoot Lake over here to the left. Yeah, that was not the right lake. This is most likely going to be it over here. So, famous last words. So if you probably know what that lake is if you're from this area. Please put it in the comments. Yep. Okay. And the building that's ahead of us is the launch building right there. So, I found it. So that was not Wingfoot Lake. This is Wingfoot Lake. Whew. Sometimes when you're trying to figure stuff out from the air, Definitely getting some frame rate issues in here. I think that's more that it's loading. It seems to... These busy areas seem to they load and then they're fine, and then they load and then they're fine. And so the park that we were at was... I mean, it has to be right across from the launch pad, so... It's somewhere in here. I'm looking for a parking lot to see if I can see where it's at, or if maybe I'm just going to miss it altogether. I don't know. But there's the launch pad up there. You can see the circles where the launch pad's located. So it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah. Oh, there's the parking lot. Yep. I knew it. But this is actually closer to the edge. It's not like here. I don't know if this is wrong or whatever, but the parking lot is, you can actually see this from the parking lot. So that's not right, but yep, so there it is. That's where they store the Goodyear Blimp. You'll notice the building is completely wrong. This is a huge, long building that's several stories tall, big enough that it fits a giant blimp. How disappointing is that? Now, if you're not from Akron and you're enjoying this video, I would recommend that you go to, and I think this is going to be Akron Canton Airport, the big airport, the international, quote-unquote international. We're going to turn right. Yep, okay, there is the other lake that we're going to fly over. I don't know what this lake is called, but this is the one that's by the Akron Canton Regional Airport. And so 224 is right up here. We'll get back onto that route and follow it into the airport. But I would look this up if I were you, and I believe the building is still standing. It was within the last 5 years. At the Akron Canton Regional Airport is the old building where they used to store the Goodyear blimp, and it is one of the weirdest looking buildings I've ever seen. It looks like it's the home of a giant UFO. I don't know how to explain it, except for when I use the word airdrome, like how they talk about that, like from like the 1920s and dirigibles and you know, biplanes, and they had the airdromes. That's the only thing I can come up with. I think that is where they actually maybe did store the original Goodyear blimp, but it is a monster of a facility, and it's all black tar, so it's a real like ominous looking. It's almost like an upside down boat, but it's freaking huge. It's just this giant structure, and you know, visible for miles around, and it's gone. They've got the base of it, but the building is gone. So I'm kind of frustrated with that. So yeah, here's Route 224 to our right. I'm not sure what the name of this lake is, but if someone wants to put that in the comments too. Once again, there's so many lakes out here. I know that there are many. So I tried to hit all the major points that I know. Once again, there is a lot more to it. Akron's a pretty big city. It's kind of funny. People don't realize how big Akron and Canton are. Now, Canton's a little bit smaller than Akron, but it's still big. They think of them as kind of like, oh yeah, Akron, Canton, like what is that? But they're decent-sized cities, and they definitely have huge. I mean, you can see how far out the suburbs stretch. I mean, it's a big suburb area. It's not as big as, you know, Chicago or something, but they're big. And Akron kind of blends into Cleveland. There's a little bit of green space between the two, but it is pretty close. There's the regional airport. I don't know what direction the winds are from, so let's see if we can tune to ATIS and see what's going on, because I don't know which way I'm coming in. So here's the airport list. Akron Fulton. Oh, it's called Fulton. Interesting. Akron Fulton. Automated weather. Tuned to CARC. Automated weather. Okay, so this facility that I'm talking about is where we're gonna turn, because I think it's down below us, and it still didn't tune the radio. Thanks for nothing. Okay, there it is. Okay, so here is Akron Canton, Akron Fulton runway or airport, and it's a big airport. You can see it's got a pretty large runway, and then a small runway for general aviation if they want to use it. And this is the building that I'm talking about, and it is just it looks so small. It's so huge. And then there are these huge buildings around it. And I actually used to, the reason why I know about this building is because I used to come down here for work. There was a company, Huntington Bank actually had a warehouse here with old beat down equipment, and a lot of times I'd have to bring stuff down and get stuff out and bring it back out. So I came down here pretty frequently to drop stuff off or pick it up from that facility there. We're just going to land on this runway. Seems like the wind's pretty calm. Famous last words. So put flaps down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tour the best I could of Akron. We did get a little lost there yesterday in the weather, but we did end up finding our way back home, and so that was fun. I think this is Wilbeth Avenue. Somewhere around here, and I don't remember exactly where it is. I think it's this right here. There used to be one of those like dinner theaters where, you know, the people would joust and you'd eat dinner and watch people joust, like that, like a medieval dinner theater. It was called the Carousel, and it's gone now. It's one of these buildings here. I'm not sure. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's right by the airport, but the Carousel, you know, huzzah! You could get, you know, eat a chicken drumstick and watch people joust. It's very medieval. Only in America. And it was real popular in the 80s, but it did kind of, it's gone now. I know they closed their doors. But maybe they're trying to reopen it again. Who knows? The medieval stuff kind of comes and goes in popularity. Thanks to Game of Thrones, actually, it's popular again. So, all right, nice landing. And so we are down and in Akron. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. And I will see you for the next exciting flight as we continue down the list of the many, many cities that you guys want us to visit. I've already got a list of about 60 places you guys want to go. Now, once again, if I don't know an area, it won't be as in-depth, but we'll definitely try to fly over everywhere so you guys can maybe see your house and see what goes on in that area. So anyway, have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. Thanks again for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. See you next time. Bye.